The sun rises over a quiet town in Georgia. Birds chirp faintly above the buzz of traffic. At Whitmore Auto and Repair, a modest but well-respected car workshop, the day begins early. Inside the large garage, mechanics move like clockwork. Tools clang, engines rev, tires squeal. Over the noise, Marcus Hill, a tall, quiet black man in his late 20s, is bent under the hood of a white BMW. His navy blue overalls are stained with grease. His gloved hands work swiftly and confidently. Tom, a white mechanic in his mid-40s, with a slight beer belly, and carried himself with the easy air of a man who had seen it all. His southern drawl rolled out warm and casual as he stopped beside Marcus. "You're already on the Collins job?" Marcus glanced up, wiping his forehead. His eyes were calm, focused. "Yeah, engine light was on. Spark plug issue. Shouldn't take too long." Tom chuckled knowingly, shaking his head. "Man, that guy's a piece of work. Good luck with him." Marcus smirked faintly, but said nothing more, returning to the engine. Moments later, Richard Collins, the owner of the BMW, mid-50s, white, wearing a tailored suit and polished shoes, walks into the workshop, holding a leather briefcase. His expression is already sour. He stopped dead when his eyes landed on Marcus. His face soured instantly, brows furrowing into a scowl. Hey you! What are you doing with my car?" The entire garage seemed to hush. Marcus straightened, rag still in his hand. His voice was polite but steady. "Morning, sir. I'm Marcus. I'm working on your—" "I didn't ask you to touch my vehicle," Richard barked, stepping closer, his tone dripping with disdain. "Where's someone qualified?" The words stung, though Marcus didn't let it show. He stood still, posture straight, his eyes calm but wary. Tom stepped in before Marcus could answer, his voice firm. "He is qualified, sir. Marcus is the best mechanic we've got. He's the reason half our clients even come back." Richard let out a harsh laugh, mocking. "Yeah, I'm sure. Look, I don't care what you people think. I don't want him working on my car. Get me someone else. Get me your manager." The mechanics, nearby, exchanged uneasy glances but stayed silent. The workshop, usually alive with noise, now felt uncomfortably quiet. Linda entered from the back office, her clipboard in hand. She was in her 30s, sharp-eyed, with an air of authority that didn't need raising her voice to be felt. She approached quickly, sensing the tension. "Is there a problem, Mr. Collins?" Richard pointed toward Marcus as if he were pointing out a criminal. "This man is not touching my car. I want someone else. I don't trust him." Linda's eyes narrowed slightly, her tone controlled. "Marcus has been with us for 6 years. He's ASE certified, one of the best in the state, and has never had a single complaint. We don't assign jobs based on personal preference." Richard stepped forward, his voice louder, his anger flaring. "This is a $70,000 car. I'm not leaving it with just anyone." Marcus finally spoke, his voice calm but cutting through the tension. "Then maybe take it somewhere else." The words hung in the air like a spark in dry grass. Richard's face turned red with rage. He stormed toward Marcus, their faces inches apart. "What did you just say to me?" Tom immediately intervened, placing a firm hand on Richard's shoulder and pushing him back. "Back off, man." Linda exhaled heavily, her patience thinning. "Tom, get the keys from the office. If Mr. Collins isn't comfortable, he can take his car elsewhere." Tom nodded and walked away. Richard stormed to his car, yanking open the driver's side door with unnecessary force. He leaned inside, rummaging, then suddenly froze. His face twisted, his body stiffened. He slammed the door shut and spun around, pointing directly at Marcus. "My wallet! It was in the glove box! It's gone!" The sound echoed through the garage like a gunshot. "He was the only one near my car. He stole it." Marcus's heart pounded. His throat tightened. He forced his words out, firm but strained. "I didn't even go inside your car. I was under the hood the whole time." "Liar!" Richard's voice cracked with fury, his finger shaking with accusation. "Call the police! I want him arrested now!" The workshop froze. Mechanics stood still, tools in hand, eyes darting between Marcus and Richard. Nobody spoke. The silence was suffocating. Marcus stood rooted in place, his gloves dangling at his sides. His chest rose and fell as he tried to stay composed, but deep down, he felt the weight of the accusation. 15 minutes later, sirens wailed faintly in the distance. The sound grew louder until 2 black and white cruisers pulled up in front of the shop. Officers Jackson and Reeves stepped out. Jackson was tall, broad-shouldered, with graying hair and a commanding presence. Reeves was leaner, sharp-eyed, and observant. Both carried the air of men who had seen their share of trouble. They entered the workshop. The workers stepped back, forming a loose circle around Marcus and Richard. "What's going on here?" Jackson's voice was deep, firm. Richard immediately stepped forward, almost tripping over his words in his haste. "That man stole my wallet. It was in my glove box. Now it's gone. He was the only one near it." Marcus opened his mouth, but Linda quickly stepped in. "Officers, we have security cameras throughout the shop. I strongly recommend checking the footage before drawing conclusions." Reeves nodded, his eyes narrowing. "That's a smart idea, sir." He turned to Richard. "Are you absolutely sure the wallet was in the car?" "I never took it out," Richard snapped, red-faced. "It had cash and business cards. He stole it. I know it." Before anyone could respond, the sound of firm boots echoed. At that moment, Mr. Whitmore, the owner of the shop, enters the shop. His tall frame, calm demeanor, and weathered denim jacket immediately shifted the atmosphere. He was a man who commanded respect without saying much. His eyes swept the room, landing on Marcus, then Richard. "What's going on in my shop?" Linda quickly explained. Whitmore's gaze hardened as he looked at Richard. "You're accusing my employee of theft?" Richard folded his arms. "He had access to my car. My wallet's gone." Whitmore didn't flinch. He pointed to the office. "Then let's watch the tapes." The office was cramped, the air thick with tension. Everyone crowded in. The officers, Linda, Tom, Marcus, Richard, and Whitmore. An old monitor flickered to life as Linda scrolled through the footage. The screen showed Richard entering the garage earlier that morning. He walked straight to his car, opened the passenger door, and clearly pulled a wallet from the glove box. He then placed it inside his briefcase, snapped it shut, and walked away. Minutes later, Marcus appeared, walking directly to the hood, never touching the doors. The room went dead silent. Officer Jackson crossed his arms, his voice firm. "Sir, your wallet was never stolen. You placed it in your briefcase yourself." Richard's face drained of color. His lips trembled as he stammered. I must have forgotten. I..." Linda's voice cut in, sharp with disbelief. "You were ready to destroy this man's life because you couldn't remember where you put your wallet?" Whitmore stepped forward, his voice low but steady, each word heavy. "No, he didn't forget. Maybe about the wallet, But not about Marcus. He saw a black man touching his car and decided he didn't belong. Richard's jaw worked, but no words came out. He looked down at the floor, shame burning his face. Tom's voice broke the silence, rough and pointed. "Yeah, you meant every word you said." Richard clutched his briefcase, muttered something under his breath, and left quickly, his polished shoes clicking against the concrete until the sound faded. The officers turned to Marcus. Their tone softened. "Sorry for the trouble," Jackson said sincerely. Reeves gave a small nod before both men left. The garage slowly returned to its usual noise, engines roaring, drills whirring. But the tension lingered, like smoke after a fire. Linda approached Marcus, her voice gentle. "I'm sorry. You didn't deserve any of that." Marcus exhaled, his voice low but firm. "It's not the first time. Won't be the last. But thank you for standing up for me." Mr. Whitmore placed a heavy hand on his shoulder. "You stood your ground, son. That takes more strength than lifting an engine block. You're one of the best I've got." Tom walked over, smirking as he tried to lighten the mood. "Far as I'm concerned, no one touches my truck but Marcus from now on." The other mechanics chuckled. The laughter, though brief, eased the heaviness. Marcus looked back at the BMW, still under the hood. His hands returned to work, but his mind lingered on what had just unfolded. The truth had spoken, and it was louder than prejudice.